Well, they say that a good pair of shoes can take you places, but these also hope to remind Pinoys of home. Filipino-American visual artist DJ Javier worked with Vans to portray unique aspects of Philippine culture in these shoes. Let's bring in now DJ to tell us more about this collaboration, joining us live from Santa Barbara in California. Oh, thank you so much for joining us bright and early from Santa Barbara, DJ.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what was the source of inspiration for these Filipino designs?
Yeah, I think for me, I just wanted something that that portrayed the Filipino culture well, something that Filipino people, whether here in the United States or back home or anywhere across the world, could see and feel proud to wear.
And each of the design elements, I've seen the pair, no? Shows symbols of Filipino culture. Let's first take a look at the Carabao, the water buffalo. What elements did you add to make the illustration in tune with the times?
Yeah, I think for me, it was just a combination of what I would personally want to wear, but then something that could also carry a message. And so that's why I wanted to infuse the Carabao or the Sampaguita on the other side, down to like the little details of putting the Filipino flag into the classic Vans checkerboard pattern.
Oh yeah, I mean it's really so detailed, DJ. The Sampaguita, the rice field worker, the nipa hat, and then you also have the Tagalog word mabuhay. How much research did you have to do before coming up with these images?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think I didn't really do much research because as I was creating it, I just felt like drawn to like these symbols and to things that really like portrayed our culture well. And I thought if, for any moment for me to do a collaboration, now would be the time to do something that I think all Filipino people could really get behind and support. And so as I was drawing it, I was like, this is the perfect like opportunity to use these things that are so important to me and my family and to so many Filipino people worldwide.
Did you get any kind of advice from your parents who are from San Pablo, Laguna, or from your siblings and cousins there in Santa Barbara?
It's funny. As I was working on it and as I was designing it, I didn't really show anybody until they had sent me like the physical samples. And then I'd shown my parents, and immediately they were just like, so excited, like basically on the verge of tears of just like, this is such a big collaboration, and it's like honoring our heritage and our culture. And so I try to kind of keep it a secret so I could surprise and excite people.
It has excited so many Filipinos, especially sneakerheads who love to collect these types of limited edition Vans shoes. I mean, to collab with a global brand. How important, DJ, is art in promoting Filipino culture and values, especially in the United States, which has a huge market for Vans shoes and also a large Filipino community?
Yeah, I think for me, like a big goal was to create something where the younger version of me out there could see this and think, there's space for me. There's an opportunity for me to do these kinds of things. Because I think for me growing up, I didn't really have too many people to look up to, like in the space who look like me, who dress like me, who had the same culture as me. So when I had this opportunity, I knew for a fact that I felt like it was no longer, DJ and Vans collaboration, but it was a collaboration with the Filipino people and Vans. And so that was important for me to create something that was helping kind of like carve the way for even more Filipino people to come into the space and to
Right.
be heard and be listened to. Yeah.
And of course, there are also not a whole lot of Filipino visual artist role models in the United States who have really made it big on the global stage. And I can even count with my fingers a number of visual artists who have made it globally. What is your favorite thing about being Filipino? I mean, your parents are from Laguna, but you were born and raised in the United States.
Totally, yeah. I think, and especially with this project too, I think one of my favorite things is just this idea that, I mean, Filipino people, whether they're here in the United States or whether they're back home or across the world, they always tend to rally and support one another. And so it's been a really beautiful thing to like get, you know, messages from complete strangers saying, you know, how encouraged they were by it. And, you know, for me, that was my goal the whole time of, I wanted people to see ownership in this shoe and ownership in this collection. That if anything, it wasn't me, but it was them and Vans together. It was their culture and Vans together. And so I think that was just a cool thing to see and experience firsthand, is just this idea that wherever Filipino people are, like around the world, they come together and they support one another. And it was cool to see it firsthand through this project that I had worked on.
Absolutely. There's always that bayanihan spirit, no, among Filipinos everywhere around the world, wherever you are, in every nook and cranny of the globe.
Yeah.
And briefly, share with us, what is your advice to aspiring visual artists, especially Filipinos, who want to be a DJ Javier and collaborate with global brands?
I think honestly, just staying true and authentic to yourself. You know, I think early on when I was a younger artist, if I were to use any of these themes, you know, some people might be like, I don't know like what any of these like cultural elements are, but for me, I was like, I'm just gonna stick to it because this is true to who I am and true to my culture and true to my people. And I mean, as you can see, it's paid off with this big collaboration. So my encouragement is for those young artists is to just stick to who you are. Don't waver and don't kind of like veer off. Just stay true to your artistic style. And if you want to infuse your culture into the work, then just stay strong and do that.
We are very proud of you, DJ. You are indeed a Filipino pride and looking forward to your next collab. Visual artist DJ Javier joining us from Santa Barbara in California.